Is it?
So, Mr. President.
Good. Sasa. Machine is much better. I think it's clearer than the one I normally use.
It's clearer.
It is, It's clearer. Let me just try and sort out that other issue of ours, YouTube. Umemaliza kazi? Is it?
Yes, Mr. President.
Umemaliza kazi?
Tumemaliza tu ni my electrical tu ndo ana tu nini kidogo, lakini ni almost done.
Let me see. You tell me how it is, Just a minute.
Iko clear kabisa?
Kabisa? Okay. Just okay, so it's good, So that one is set. This thing is much clearer,
It's much clearer.
Machine of ours is quite good. Better than that one of mine that you're supposed to be getting from.
Toshiba is underrated. Toshiba is underrated, but it's a very good name.
Hii yake ni HP.
On HP?
Yeah, HP yake. Yake ni HP. So let me write those things. Wale watu wanaanza program.
Sawa.
Nini?
Anasalimia Cheptai hapa na mwana kwa video.
Cheptai. Cheptai, habari yako bwana?
Niko poa. Habari ya huko bwana?
Tuko vizuri tu, karibu.
Asante.
Sawa. Unatoka club gani ama sehemu gani?
Bungoma Elgon Club.
Bungoma, karibu sana.
Bungoma Elgon. That is part of Kenya, which is almost at the border.
Sawa.
Of Uganda. Yeah.
Karibu. Thank you for joining.
Bagi marathon bagi deh.
Mr. Kabaya. Mr. Kabaya.
Yes, Careso. Can you hear me, Careso?
Yes, I can.
Sema, bro. How are you doing? Many days.
Siku mingi sana. It's good to see you here.
Yeah, good to see you. Good to see you online, and at least to share in one meeting.
Can we switch on our cameras?
my brother, please let us not go there.
Can we switch on our cameras? We want to see people.
Please let us not go there. I'm in darkness. There is no power.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Is it the truth?
Is it the truth, Alex?
Angalia WhatsApp yako.
President Mutuko, how are you?
Alex.
Mr. President, how are you?
Very well. How are you doing? Good to see you.
Same here, same here.
You're all in one piece?
Yes.
Excellent.
You owe me something.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. Yeah, we owe each other a few things.
No, that particular one assisted you at 11 o'clock at night.
Yes. I've been carrying it around. It's getting dusty now, so I'll wash it again and resume carrying it.
No problem.
Was it
No
11?
problem.
I thought it was 9 p.m. because we obey curfew.
It was 11:15. 10:15.
Really?
No, but anyway, that is ours. We'll discuss it on the side.
No position what time it was. Not even that. You're supposed to arrange for another one so that we.
I'm doing it.
You can get a return visit.
Yes. I am doing it.
So Sujua ndio kiranja.
Mulinipatia kazi ngumu.
Yes. Si ngumu sana. Unaona vile umefanya haraka haraka ndio ubadilizia.
Sawa.
Okay, sawa. Si.
Karibuni wote.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Florence.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Prezo, am I clear? Because where I am, I'm not at the house. Am I clear fully?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so thanks.
Prezo, wale watu wanasemanga hello mara mingi leo tutawanini. Wale common ina flow.
Unachoma.
Wow, tutawanini. Haya. Good evening.
Choma.
Good evening, President, and everybody on the call.
Good evening, Rotarian Njoroge. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Very well.
Good to see you.
Can we switch on our cameras today for the first time? This is a new month. Yes. Thank you, Mercy. Thank you, Daktari. Thank you very much, Daktari. Can we switch on our cameras?
Okay. Once I get
Dr. Ari, how are you?
Hi,
Arbi, karibu sana.
Thank you very much.
Karibu sana. We are looking forward to your speech today.
Thank you, Alex.
Yes.
And you're aware this is another muscle hosting you, eh?
Of course, yes. Of course.
Yes.
Yes.
Karibu. We are starting our meeting in 2 minutes.
Yes. Yes. Salama sana. Niko fiti. Labda uniambie wewe.
Hey, who is that?
Okay, mute your microphone.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our fellowship this evening. Kindly mute your mic so that we can have one meeting. Thank you so much. Welcome to our 30th meeting this year. We have come a long way, and I'm happy to say that I'm welcoming quite a number of people for the fellowship this evening. Today, I know we have one of my brothers, a very brilliant speaker. We call him the coach, and he discovers and he conquers. So, karibu sana, RB. We will be welcoming you officially. So I will start our meeting officially, and we start with the national anthem. Sorry for that. Thank you once again and welcome to our fellowship this evening. I would like to start by recognizing the presidents in
woman in that world. There's
this meeting today. I'd like to call upon President Mutuku to say hi. Do you have any other president?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good evening.
Hello, good evening, friends and family of Rotary.
Good evening.
My name is Mutuku Nzinga, currently serving as the club president in the Rotary Club of Embakasi. We are very honored to be part of this joint fellowship. We are also very excited to welcome our speaker today. We had been hoping to have him at our club at some point, but I think this joint effort serves all of us very well. Thank you very much and karibuni nyote.
Thank you very much. I'd like to invite the charter president of the Rotary Club of Upper Hill Information, Sad. Karibu and say hi.
Hi, good evening, everyone. And thank you so much for inviting us and allowing us to co-host with you. And we look forward to repaying the invitation sometime in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Rotarian Sad. Any other president we have?
Good evening. This is Martin Mugambi. I'm the president of Nairobi Mashariki. Happy to be here today. We are glad to have the guest speaker, Apafuan, and we hope when we call him to come to our club, he'll come and grace our occasion. Thank you very much, and we are happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rotarian Martin. Any other president? Okay. Thank you very much. At this juncture, I would like to hand it over to Rotarian George Kouma to continue the protocols. Rotarian Kouma.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. Good evening to every other person who is on call.
Good evening.
I'm sure it was in the affirmative. Thank you so much. I can see our guest speaker is seated pretty and really looking forward to listen to him. I'm sorry I cannot be able to put my video on because I may have a bit of network challenges because of that. However, today's session or this month's session will be led by Generation 5. Generation 5 is a group that is consisting of 7 members. We have George Njuguna as our leader, Kaluki Chalo, who is a club secretary. We have Dr. Jerita Mshila. We have Florence Mutua, who is the New Generations Director, myself, George Kouma, Simon Gitonga, and Tom Ogendo. We are 7 in this particular group. You can see we are actually very, very gender sensitive, and it's 1/3 majority rule that reigns in our group, which is a very good thing. Now, without further ado, today we're going to have a very, very exciting day and exciting moment. And those that are going to lead our day today are Ogendo Tom, who will be doing the 4-way test. Then we have George Njuguna, who will be doing the rotary grace. And we have what we call the fire trivia leader, who is Kaluki Chalo. And the fire trivia is going to be on very, very exciting subjects. Please, we will ask you not to consult Google on any of these matters. Florence Mutua will be introducing our speaker at some point. And of course, our great speaker, Robert Burale, will be delivering to us what he has prepared for us today. And the vote of thanks will be in the hands of Simon Gitonga. And Mr. President, we thank you for playing the role of the national anthem for today's meeting. Dr. Jerita will be making note of the visitors and clubs in attendance, and she'll be able to give us a report towards the tail end of this particular meeting. Over to you, Tom Ogendo.
Thank you, Senator Kouma. Confirm you can hear me.
Yes, in the affirmative.
Thank you very much, fellow Rotarians, Mr. President and the chair. Allow me to present the Rotarian 4-way test of the things we think, say, and do. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thank you very much. Back to you, Senator Kouma.
Thank you so much, Tom. Very well said. Those are the ethos that guide Rotarians and guests and every other person who is in the circle of Rotary. It is what we live by and what we believe in. John Juguna will therefore come up with the Rotary Grace. Come on, George.
Confirm you can hear me clearly, Mr. Senator.
Roger, 5 over 5.
The Rotary Grace. O Lord and giver of all good, we thank thee for our daily food. May Rotary friends and Rotary ways help us to serve thee all our days. Amen.
Thank you, George. Thank you so much for the Rotary Grace. Rotarian Kaluki Chalo, I'm sure you're ready with your fire trivia. Could you go ahead and lead that particular session? We look forward to it, and it's gonna be so exciting. Take it up.
Thank you very much, Rotarian George. Good evening, family and friends of Rotary.
Good evening to you.
I hope you can hear me. Thank you. So our fire trivia this evening is going to touch on DCA. The objective of our fire trivia is to inform and probably for the Rotarians in the house to kind of check whether you are in tabs with what is happening at our district level matters Rotary. So it is going to take 5 minutes. I'll actually be timing this so that I make sure that I don't take up time for the speaker. So I've started my stopwatch. Let's all head to the chat. You will get a link there. On that link, we have 8 questions. Each question has 12.5 marks. I'm already on my tower checking the responses. Let's check. Let's go to the link and start responding. And then on the 3rd minute, I will go ahead and give the responses and the scores. For the Rotarians of Magharibi, just in case you have issues with going to the chat, I have pasted the link on our WhatsApp group to save on time. Senator or the President, someone could confirm that they've been able to access the questions. One minute is gone.
I confirm.
1 minute is gone. There's a prize, there's a gift for the first person who gets the questions correct. I hope that is a motivation enough. Still no responses. 8 questions. It's a multiple choice question, so I should be getting up to 10 answers by now. Good. I have seen one person. Unfortunately, they have only scored that 7.5%. We are almost clocking the 2nd minute. We are 63 on the call, Rotarians. We are not aware of the DCA and we are counting days. 2nd minute is gone. Cynthia Ogango, I hope you are responding in Luo. I'm sure at the end of the quiz, you are getting your score.
Affirmative.
So far, no one has scored even 80%. We are all, the best is 62.5%. Murata G5 will remain with our gift.
The last I checked,
I think
was at 90.
I think you better
Senator,
check
you are not eligible.
I think you better check the scores again.
Okay, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3rd minute. Okay, so you can still proceed and do the quiz, Rotarians on the call, but for the sake of time, I will go ahead and give the responses so that you check and correct what you didn't get well. So like I said, the objective of this quiz is to ensure that we inform the DCA that is coming up. The first question was, what is DCA in full, which I hope everyone got, because it is District Conference and Assembly. Then the second question was, what is the location for this year's DCA? I've seen some people put Fairmont. I'm wondering whether they are still Rotarians by today, because the venue changed to Olpejeta Conservancy. So if you are Rotarian and you are hoping to go to Olpejeta and you didn't have a chance, now is the time. Come for the DCA and you visit Olpejeta. The third question was, who is the current DCA chairperson? This is where I'm getting the most funny questions. I mean, answers. I can see people putting in James Muoki. James Muoki happens to be the lead for Rotary Club of Magharibi to campaign for DCA, but the DCA chairperson is Paul Kasimu, past president Paul Kasimu. Then the next question was, what is the current DCA rate? That offer ends on 31st March. It is $250. So if you are about to make that decision to attend DCA, you are supposed to pay $250. And just to make sure that next time you don't get this late, the next question was, what was the early bird rate? The early bird rate is always given at the end of a DCA. This means it was given last year in July, because last year we had it virtual. And it was $150 then. So you can imagine the person who paid last year in August 31st or earlier paid $150, and the latecomers now you're going to pay $250. Too sorry. Anyway, the next question was, when is the virtual assembly on Zoom? Normally we have the assembly as part of the conference. That's why it's called District Conference and Assembly. But this year there was a decision to have the assembly on Zoom, and then the conference will proceed, and it will be on 18th March, not April. 18th March. The DCA starts on 8th April, but the virtual Zoom assembly is going to be on 18th March. Then the next question was, which club officials will be inducted during this year's DCA? And I have confirmed it is the president alone. The chains will be given then. We normally have the inductions towards the end of the year, but this year all the presidents will be inducted during DCA. So members, please make sure you attend DCA to support your presidents. Then the last question was, from which club is the incoming district governor? This was just a question to see whether people are aware of the incoming DG. And the answer is Langata, our mother club, who is Alex Nyaga. So if you have scored anything between 0 to 25%, I'm afraid you could just be near where what we call Rhino, Rotary in name only, because if we are all going to this year, I don't know what you don't, I mean, how comes you are getting 25% and below? If you score 25 to 50%, kindly pull up your socks. 50 to 75%, I think you have an idea of what DCA is and you should be paying. We meet up there. 75 to 100% are people with already tickets. Thank you very much, Rotarians. I hope we all have the information we require to attend the DCA. Thank you.
Wow, that was indeed fire trivia. Thank you so much, Kaluki, for leading that particular session. I'm sure we are now well informed. We know the rhinos and they know themselves, but let's assume that these are new Rotarians. Burale, are you a...
No, I'm not a Rotarian, but of course, my brother Alex is a good friend of mine. I have many friends in the Rotary as well.
Oh, awesome. So we hope you're going to be a rhino who is well informed. But of course, Kaluki, you've said those that have scored as 58 to 75 and above are the ones who qualify to pay. No, not so. Everyone, including guests, are invited to attend the DCA. So I'd just like to make that humble correction. Next, without further ado, I'd like to invite our very able introducer, Florence Mutua, to kindly just come up and introduce our guest speaker for the evening. Florence, the floor is yours. Karibu sana.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening, Florence.
I am going to take the shortest possible time to introduce our speaker. So our speakers today is none other but the well-renowned influencer and media personality, Robert Burale. Robert Burale is a president and chief executive.
Florence?
officer at the RB campaign, a transformational speaker, public sport app international. He's a great team builder and an image consultant, best consultant, and a minister of the gospel of Jesus Christ. He's also an author. I've interacted with 2 of his books. There's a book called 365 with the Coach, and then there's another book called Mask Off. Robert is also the founder of the internationally acclaimed Naked Truth Movement, whose aim is to address the real-life challenges that people go through silently, affecting marriages and families, in which in turn has a negative effect in the society. Coupling with the above, Robert is a renowned life coach, touching in different areas of life that affect the whole persona and more in areas that most people would avoid addressing. He is also one of the most sought after corporate trainers for corporate and staff trainings in different fields of work, from to mention but just a few, with not less than 10 years of experience in training. As part of his community work, Robert Burale is a vision bearer of the Father's Hand Foundation, whose main objective is giving back to society by looking out for opportunities to help the orphans, widows, and the less fortunate in the simplest way possible. As a common saying goes, respect is earned and not warranted. Robert indiscriminatively treats people with deserving respect irrespective of their status or background, which has in turn commanded respect for him from the people he interacts with in his day-to-day businesses. His main clients are not limited to Safaricom, CBA, Optiven, Unilever, PZ Customs, the Council of Governors, KENHA, that's Kenya National Highways Authority, and the Mediheal Group of Hospitals. That's just to mention but a few. That's the profile I have of our speaker, and I don't want to limit it to the following. Our speaker is also education-wise, he's a graduate. He graduated from the Montfort University in the UK, where he earned his business and marketing degree. He was recently honored at the United Graduate College and Seminary International with a PhD in humanities. Without further ado, let us give a round of applause to our speaker today, the one and only Robert Burale. Thank you.
Wow. Hey, Alex, are you behind that introduction? My goodness. Now, she has put me here, and maybe I'm really here. My goodness. You can hear me well, right?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you very much for that introduction. I was even wondering, am I not the speaker? I thought there was somebody else who introduced it, but well, thank you very much, the great lady, for the introduction. I take it not for granted. And to all of you, it is an honor to be here this evening to speak to you, and I hope I will do justice even after that introduction. But of course, I feel at ease now that Alex is here, my brother. We are in another forum together. So, when you enter a place and you see somebody familiar, it makes you feel like you're at home, and not everybody's frowning upon you. So yes, my name is Robert Burale, but some of you may call me Morave, depending on how you know me, but it is fine. So for the few minutes that have been afforded to me, I will speak today not as a pastor, because if I spoke as a pastor, I would be here until 9. We tend to close the sermon 55 times until the offering is just right. But today I speak as an inspirational speaker and a trainer. And I want to touch on a few topics, 1 or 2 topics, and I will be handing over the microphone back to your great team. And man, you guys have languages. I had somebody saying, "Oh, can you hear me?" Then somebody says, "Roger, 5/5." I mean, who says that? That is now what we call excellence. Can you hear me, Roger, 5/5? If you tell me, I say, "Hey, nakusikia, endelea." So it shows that, I love excellence. I love aristocracy. I love class, and even the way you are handling each other in how you're responding. I love your forward test. I mean, it's just because you cannot see my background. I do have a lot of gifts from Rotary, cups and plaques and everything here. And so when I was asked to come and speak, there were only two answers for me. Number one would have been yes, and number two, absolutely yes. And I want to touch on personal branding just a little bit, and I'll finish with something else and hand over back the microphone, because I want to keep time so that you invite me next time. Hallelujah. Anyway, what is personal branding? Personal branding. I read somewhere and I wrote it. This is the conscious and intentional effort to create and influence public perception of an individual or company by positioning them as an authority in whatever field. Before I go any further, when we hear Rotary, 10 people, 9 out of 10 people will say giving back to society. When you hear Rotary, you will bring to the fore helping people. I went to speak in a school last year, but one in Naivasha, and I was told this school is sponsored largely by Rotary. So when you mention Rotary, what comes into your mind? People who help other people, because that is what you have presented yourself in a very intentional way. You understand? Now, because we know you like that, personally, what do we know you for? Personal branding. Now, I'm touching on this topic and it's very close to my heart, because each and every one of us has something in us that the world must partake of. But the problem, ladies and gentlemen, is we have it, but we don't know how to present it. We have greatness, but nobody knows because you don't know how to present it. Yes, I'm a pastor, but I watched this guy called Diamond and Kofi Olomide. They released a song called Wa. I mean, what is Wa? You know? But when you brand yourself, whatever you give people, they will take it. And I saw within one day, they had 6 million views. Yet, there is a guy in Bungoma called Makoha who is more gifted than Diamond in as far as singing and performing is concerned. But if Diamond puts a flyer here today and says, I am having a concert and I'm charging 10,000, and Wafula puts a flyer and has a concert in the next hall and says, Wafula Makoha, I have a concert same time with Diamond and I'll be charging 500. Diamond is charging 10,000. Makoha is charging 500. 9 out of 10 people will go for Diamond. Why? Because of how he has branded himself. And I will ask you one question as individuals. Many hide or are protected by saying, I'm a member of Rotary. And then somebody will say, oh, so you're the guys who are helping many people out there. But if I remove the covering of Rotary and I say, okay, fine, now, who are you? What do you have? Do we know? And that is why today I want to give you a few tips. Number one, what is your message? I personally, I have been intentional in making people know I'm an inspirational speaker, I'm a motivational speaker, I'm a corporate trainer. Being a pastor is my calling, but I'm saying the things that I've intentionally branded myself to be. So when a company wants motivational speaker or inspirational speaker, and they say, give us a list of 10 people, my name had better be there. And if they say, give us 7 people, my name had better be there. If they say, we want 3 people, my name had better be there. If they say, we want 1 person, I will have to apologize to the rest because I will be that 1 person. I am so intentional in giving people and making them aware of what I carry in spite and despite. I mean, there are so many things that I could be or could even water down that which I want you guys to eat from me. But because I'm intentional in bringing this forcefully with respect, then I know nobody will bring it down. So what do you have? And as I speak to you, you know very well there's something you have within you, but nobody knows what you carry. People know you as that gentleman who smiles in the office, as that lady who is always smiling and happy with everybody. But we really don't know beyond, we don't know you beyond that. We don't know what is in you because you have not given us that which you have. So I want you to think today, what do I have? What is this that I can give to the society? This is individuals. What is this that I can give to the society that once I give them, people will eat off the fruit? Are you a singer? Are you a speaker? And you know, some of you may be business people. And you're wondering sometimes, why is your business not doing very well? Well, sometimes it's because you haven't sold yourself. Give us who you are, and then we will eat anything you give us to eat. All right? That is why when we were growing up, if you give Father Christmas the gifts, every kid will know whatever Father Christmas is giving us must be a good thing. But if you give the same gifts, sweets and chocolates, to some guy in the streets and he's untidy, and you say, kids, go and sit next to that person, they will take off. How have you branded yourself? And especially in this digital era, you know, many a times I have spoken in Rotary meetings, I have been there physically. You understand? I've been to Hotel 67, I've been to Landmark, I've been here, where, Limuru. But now we are virtual. So in this day and age of the digital era, how have you branded yourself? Ladies, let me speak to you for 35 seconds. You know you carry something, you know you can create us products, beauty products. But when we come to your Facebook, we see you on a photo sucking lollipop and you're taking a photo looking for something. I don't know what ladies look for. They're always looking behind. You know, that is what. And then you say, Beyonce Akinyi, and we know your name is Trufosa. So we get lost. So your brand identity is lost or is pegged on somebody else. You understand what I'm saying? So you're always like this. Ladies, please, maybe by the end of this meeting, I've had somebody else is called senator. Through the senator, you can tell us what you're looking for. You understand? So when you go on social media, tell us what you are. Gentlemen, it can't be every Monday. Hashtag Naivasha was on point. Shisha Manenos. It can't be that. Tell us what you carry, what you have, who you are, and present it to us. And some of the things, even when you Google, you'll know integrity is important. When I teach, I mentor, I run a mentorship school and a leadership school. When I speak to the young people about some things about life, in secret, I live the same life I tell them. So integrity in personal branding is absolutely important. If I tell young people, this is the way that I think you should go, I should not be going right and I'm telling them to go left, but when nobody's watching, I am turning right. Because once you have integrity, it doesn't matter. Integrity is a sure foundation that will hold the building that is called the personal brand. Otherwise, if you have no integrity, but you're creating this image out there, you'll be like a black man in a dark room winking at a black woman and expecting a reaction. Or you'll be like a builder building a 60-story building on a 6-meter foundation. At some point, the building will collapse. Integrity is very good. And then decide, who is your audience? Who is your audience? I remember one time we went to see some government official. And when we got there, I went with my friend from Busia. You know, saa zingine sisi Waluya tunajiangusha, but it is well. We went to see this top official, and while we were sitting there, they were serving us like a 5-star hotel, but it was in his house. And they brought a bowl of hot water and some lemon on the inside. So I'm talking and I'm still trying to make some chinwag and I'm chit-chatting. And all of a sudden, my friend Simiyu is spitting the seeds. The man decided to eat the lemon and he was spitting. He did, he didn't know it's for washing. And I was like, oh my goodness. So I tried to cover it up, but it was so obvious because he was spitting the seeds all over the place. When you understand your audience, then it will inform your language. When you go into the palace, you must have the language of the king. You must have the behavior of the king. So present to us, having understood who your audience is. I mean, if I'm your audience, my age mate, you will not come to us with some sheng, bogi, genje, kunawo, the things I hear all over social media. You understand? And when you say to people, you're like this, you're talking as if you have a back problem. You got to understand your audience. If you have, yes, the young people, you must understand sheng. I went to Korogosho 2 weeks ago to speak to 14-year-olds who have children. I didn't go there with my academic qualifications. You understand? There, I didn't behave like a Luo. A Luo certificate is so big, it's like an ISO certification. They say if you throw a stone in Luo Nyanza, the chances are you'll hit a graduate. But if you throw a stone in Central Province, it's a pro box you'll hit. Moving on swiftly. So you understand the language of the people. Present to us that which we want or you want us to have, but in our language. Are the kings your audience? Please have the language of the king. Young people, please make sure you don't speak above them. Speak to them in the way they would understand and connect with you. If I take your phones right now, or I ask somebody, please send us a link of your Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, and we just check for the last 1 month. I mean, some guys may be shocked that this is not what you are in the office. You could be a senior person. But when we come to your Facebook, you are the guy spewing a lot of anger and abusing everybody. Maybe some of you were calling me Morathe here, but I've forgiven you. You understand what I'm saying? So present to us that which you have, because you have something. And by the way, we need to eat of that fruit before you die. Allow me to say this, ladies and gentlemen. Each and every one of us here today is one day closer to our death. There is somebody right now who is 35 breaths away from their last. And as I've said that statement, it has gone down to 22. So before you die, because that's the journey where all of us are going towards. And yes, we are one day closer. The day you were born, there was an opening. And as there was an opening, whether it was natural birth or CS, there had to be an opening for you to come out. On the same day, there was a coffin that is open, waiting for you to lie there and close. Between there, the opening and the closing, we have to eat of the fruit that you have. So from today, decide who you are, decide what you are, who is your message, who is your audience, how to present to us, and please give it to us. Do not compete with anybody else. Don't say because this one is doing well in that direction, I will also do that. No, not at all. Decide who you are, message it well, and we will follow you, because being authentic is the sure way of getting people to sit or coalesce around you to hear what message you have for us. Some of you know very well. I've been talking to a friend of mine who is a qualified pharmacist, but she has a passion in beauty products. I sat with her for 3 hours as she produced a beauty product, skin, lotion, with the right smell. Immediately, I picked up my phone and I talked to somebody in Kenya Bureau of Standards. And I said, please, I'm sending somebody to you. Help her. Gave the products, approved. Pharmacist, qualified. But now, her products will be all over this town and beyond. What do you have for us? Some of you want to try so many things. Today you're selling fish, tomorrow you're selling peanut butter. The other day you're selling Q-Tex. The other day you open a blog, and a day later you are a football pundit. You go to decide what you're going to give us. And then one thing about personal branding, don't dilute it by being all over. Many people have been taught by being all over, that is personal branding. No, that is branding dilution. Your personal brand can be all over, but you don't have to be all over. You've got to create a brand that will speak for you, protect you in your absence. When you walk out, what will people say? Let me say it this way. And allow me, Mr. Alex, to use a lot of my personal story, because I love authenticity. You are great men and women here, and you're listening to me. For those of you who've read my book, you know I didn't live a very good life before. I was addicted to strip clubs. I did all sorts of crazy things, you understand? But why then, with such a past, would great men and women listen to me? Because I made a decision many, many years ago that everything I struggled with will not demolish that which I have in me. And I went into a journey of healing and authenticity. And I said, now I'm ready to give it out there. Some of you are listening to me, having still heard last year when I was admitted for corona. As the blog said, I have been paid 20 million by the government to promote corona. But how comes you're still listening to me with all that crap that was said? It is because authenticity will hold when the winds beat. And I want to encourage somebody here today. Let that which you carry be authentic. As you speak to us, be authentic. They call me one of the craziest pastors because I don't go to the pulpit and act perfect. I tell congregations wherever I preach all over the world, this is where I've come from. And that is why this is the book. If you read that book, it's called Mask Off, From the Strip Club to the Pulpit. Be authentic with what you have. When you're authentic, winds will come, highs and lows will come, but the brand will still stand. Out of your brand, which was born from your passion, you must make profit. You are not an NGO as an individual. Your children, your husband, your wife, your mother, your siblings will not eat your brand, but they will eat the profit that will come out from your personal brand that was born from your passion. So you also have to know how to value yourself. I am a corporate trainer, event host, and I say this with a lot of humility and without fear, that I believe I'm the one of the most expensive in as far as what I charge is concerned. And so many people tell me, no, but it's just for 20 minutes. It's just a 2-hour function. And I said to them, you are not paying for the 2 hours. You are paying for the 20 years of building that which I have. So once you get out there, remember, after integrity, authenticity, focus, value system must be your be all and end all. Value system. Have you put a value also on yourself as you value other things, integrity and all that? And I have a certificate here from Rotary, something about the 4-way test. You know, that's one of the things that I love about you guys, is that when somebody comes with gossip, just those questions will make that person go sit in a corner and think about their life. So already it's changing. And I'll tell you, the moment I was given that, I don't want to stand because of my brand, because I look very good up here, but I'm in shorts down here. So that's also branding. Others are going to pick it. So such a thing shows me value, and value. Keep your value system. And after that, value yourself. Even if people say it's arrogance. There's a thin line between arrogance and confidence, ladies and gentlemen, you got to step on that line. And I didn't want to go 50 ways of creating a personal brand because I can be very mechanical. I've just gone into your soul and I have told you, you have something. You have something. Give it to us. Know your audience. Be authentic. Have integrity. Keep the focus. Use your platforms well. Don't go on social media for gossip. 5 things you did not know about Burale. Number 5 will shock you. Burale is black. What is shocking about that? You know, then we like going there. I see how we show off as Kenyans. Oh, we KOT, we are dangerous people. But dangerous in doing what? If we open the page and says entrepreneur group, you'll not have anybody. But if you say gossip, everybody will come to that group. So keep your value system that I will not go that direction. And just like a lady who is heavy with child, when she finds out she's expecting, we may not see the bump yet, but because she knows what she carries, she protects herself. She will say, I will not go where people are smoking. I will not go where people are drinking because of what I carry on the inside. And then you're building capacity by eating the right foods to help what you're carrying, yet we don't know. And the second trimester, the lady, now we start seeing the bump. That is now when people say, oh, she's expectant. When you have a personal brand, people will just say, oh, that lady, she has good products. It's there, it's evident for everybody to see. And then in the 3rd trimester, this is when the baby, that is your brand, that is about to manifest. The baby now turns and the head locks. And then you go to hospital and the doctor says, oh, 2 meters dilation, 3 meters dilation. When it comes to 7 meters dilation, and the lady thinks, oh, I want to go to the loo, that's when the baby is coming. So there comes a time your brand will come out that people, the way people say, that is Jen's daughter, that is Robert's daughter. Your brand will go where you are not physically. So when people speak, when they say, we want somebody who is a good trainer, then they mention your name. We want somebody who is this. They say, oh, there's somebody who can do that. So your brand will start now walking and permeating into different places while you're sitting in one geographical area, and then you start receiving calls. Please, ladies and gentlemen, create your brand. Don't be all over. Don't be confused, because if you try too many things, you will confuse us. I have deliberately done this training from my logo, so that when you go and you see the t-shirts in the shops being sold, you will connect to that. When you see the mugs being sold, you will connect to that. Well, for those of you who go to the gym, when you see I'm already selling my brand. When you see that, you will connect to that already. And you say, this lawyer man from Busia spoke to us. I will buy this. Maybe you don't even need it, but you'll buy it. And then you know what? My daughter's future is secure, because ching ching, my bank will be happy because you'll have sent money. You understand what I'm saying? So please let it be that, because if you, sorry, I'm going to bust somebody's bubble. If your only income is through employment, well, I got bad news for you. Every day you go to sleep as a former employee. Any day. Do you know it is bad? You are asleep and other people in a boardroom are deciding your fate in your absence. And they say, we have decided as a company, we're doing some cost cutting and we feel you surplus to requirement. So here is your letter. We will go to the accounts office and we will be giving you your severance pay. And then please take your badge back to the HR. And then as soon as you walk out of that place, I kid you not, that email of yours has already been deleted. Ladies and gentlemen, there's something you have beyond what others see. It's not where you work. It's not the organization you do service to humanity, but there's something within you that we have to eat from. And please give it to us. And when you give it to us, we'll give it back to you in another way. You'll be enjoying all the way. You understand? And As I finish, because I was given a few minutes, and I'm sorry I've overshot my time, and forgive me for that. I want to encourage somebody that yes, it's been a hard 2020. Jobs have been lost, businesses have almost collapsed, marriages have failed, and you wonder, what next for me? To the man, man, you don't talk. We don't talk. We die in silence, and we wonder, how are we going to be? I've gotten a 50% salary cut. My neighbor's children are still having PlayStations. I cannot afford the holidays with my children. We are dying in silence as men. I want to encourage you. Hold on one more day. Help is on the way. And I speak to the men. 77% of the suicides all over the world is men. Yours truly, Robert Burale Wanguria, myself, have tried committing suicide 3 times before. And the 3 times I tried committing suicide, I looked very okay. I looked well put together. And I want to speak to a man. And I'm sorry this was not the topic, but allow me to finish with that. Because when I went to speak in a school in Naivasha that is supported by Rotary, I met one student who said, kama si hawa watu wa Rotary, ningesoma aje. So the way you change lives, you could be leading while bleeding. Somebody somewhere in Naivasha is thanking you for enabling them to have an education. But yourself, you're collapsing. To the men, leave no man behind. Today, I urge every man, after we are done, pick a phone and just check up with a fellow man. Women, talk. When a woman sits in a salon and she's doing Brazilian weave, and the other lady sitting to her left is doing Brazilian weave, they become best friends and they release everything and the pressure is off. Men can meet every day. We will talk about football. If I sat with Alex, Martin, Sylvester now, we will sit somewhere, we'll talk about football, we'll talk about BBI, we'll talk about our cars, we'll talk about our barber shops where we go to shave, and we'll all walk away with our problems. Because we have been taught as men, vulnerability is a sign of weakness. Even you who is a parent, when your son falls down, you say, hey, boy, get up. Men, boys don't cry. You know, we have been taught not to show our emotions when you're hurting. Sadly, it's affecting us. And it gives me this story, and that's why I've talked about when I tried committing suicide. I felt nobody cares. I felt I'm not good enough to do anything. It's akin to that man who fell in a ditch. And when he fell, the first man was passing. And he says, help me, help me. And the guy wrote a note and says, and threw it down there. He says, I'm a doctor. When you come out, I will help you with your treatment. And went on. The second one was passing. And this guy started screaming, help me, help me. And this guy wrote a note and threw it in there. Says, I'm a lawyer. When you get out, come, we shall sue the company that did not cover this hole. And the third person, gentlemen, came. And this guy was screaming, help me, sir, help me. And this guy did not write a note. He jumped into the hole. And this guy said, how damn are you? Now, instead of getting a rope to help me, we are stuck here, the two of us. He says, no, don't worry, my brother. I have been in this hole before. I know the way out. I have been in the hole of trying to commit suicide. I know the way out. Well, it's not a secret. I was married for 1 year, 2 days. I was laughed at as a divorcee. When I talk on TV about relationships, oh, who are you to tell us? Hey, you are divorced. Sometimes I'm rude and I tell them coaches don't play, you know, and we need to stand. And I know it's 2021 was hard. Please, leave no man behind. We are going to go back to the trenches, limping, crawling, whatever we have to do. Let us go back and pick the wounded ones. There are ladies here you see with makeup, Brazilian weave up to here. She's on Uru Highway, but the Brazilian weave is still on Mombasa Road. Or looking all pretty. But you don't know the pressure some of the ladies are going through. Their men have left them. Some put makeup in excess and we bash them. All we don't know is that they're hiding a scar from being battered by their husbands. Ladies, hear me and hear me good. Please don't die alone. Do not get us to a place where people put on your Facebook, we loved you, but God loved you most. Even if God loves you, God does not want you to be beaten to death. Please, it's been hard. Let's be love. Let's show love to everybody. And I believe after this, each and every one of you will pick a call and just check on somebody. Tell them, hey guy, hey lady, I was just checking up on you. I encourage you, there's a power of rising again. I remember 2008, it's in my book. I could only, at some point, have Colgate for dinner. I was in debt like nobody's business. Because of strip club addiction, I went to debt of 7 million Kenyan shillings. It was so bad that I met somebody I owed 300,000 and I told her, you look familiar. I mean, you owe me 300,000, you better know my dog's name. And I was under pressure. And I would have Colgate for dinner. Day number 4, I removed my clothes to lay on the cold tiles to soothe my stomach. I mean, auctioneers were on speed dial to say today I live in my own beautiful home in the suburbs. The power of rising again. And there's somebody here I'm speaking to who is leading while bleeding. And you're groping in the dark and you're saying, how is it going to be? And you're thinking depression, you're thinking suicide. Hold on one more day. Help is on the way. Remember this, anybody from Rotary, when you feel life is doing you a hard blow, remember the joys of the faces of people you go to change their lives, where they have drunk clean water because of you. I will still go back to Naivasha because 90% of the kids I saw are from almost the poorest of families. And remember, even as you go, sorry, I get very emotional, but again, I'm never scared to show my vulnerability. Even when you see the joy in their eyes, that joy that you give them, remember somebody else is walking and gravitating towards you to also get you out of the pit. And it will be their joy to see the joy in your eyes and the smile in your face. Ladies and gentlemen, keep on keeping on. We are not losing anybody to depression. We are not losing anybody to suicide. We are going to hold hands and say, leave no man or no woman behind. And I finish with the song, the words of a song that I love. I love you, you love me. I care for you, you care for me. We are part of one family. I will not hurt you with the words from my mouth because I love you and you love me. God bless you. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. Leading while bleeding. This is sweet and sour message. Robert, you have touched hearts. You have changed lives. You have transformed humanity. I'm looking forward to that phone call that I'm going to receive from that person who cares about me. I don't know how many do. Mr. President, you're on the challenge. Very emotional message. Needless to say much. I therefore ask Simon Gitonga to just give vote of thanks. This is challenging, Simon. Take it up and equal the challenge. Karibu sana.
Thank you, Senator. And mine is just to say, wow. Let me thank our speaker, who has honored this function with his inspirational thoughts. Robert, you have come out loud and clear. you have sent a very good message to us that we should personally brand ourselves, be authentic, and give value. Each one of us has something within us that the world would like to partake in, and that is what we need to give to the world. On behalf of Morata Generation 5, on behalf of RC Magharibi, I would like to thank you and honor you with a certificate from Rotary Club of Magharibi, just to say thank you for a well-spoken session. Thank you. Thank you, Robert. Receive our certificate. We will be sending the hard copy later.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Over to you, Senator.
Robert, this is your famous senator, so well branded. I hope we'll get to shake hands one time.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm the standing senator, not the sitting one, though. All right. Thank you so much, Simon Gitonga, for those very, very encouraging words and the comments you've actually given about the speaker of the day. With your vote of thanks, indeed, we celebrate you. I'll therefore ask Dr. Jerita to be able to give us the session of those that visited us today and the clubs that were in attendance. Then thereafter, we shall therefore hand over the meeting over to the president to conclude it. Dr. Jerita.
Senator, before you hand it over to Dr. Jerita, there's a session that we skipped a bit because probably people had questions or comments for the coach. I think we can have that session before we go to the recognition of the clubs. So
my apologies.
Yes. Thank you. Take it over then.
Thank you, Mr. President. To err is to human, but not all the time. Ladies and gentlemen, guests and Rotarians present on call. The speaker has spoken to us. The speaker has pricked our hearts. The speaker has encouraged us. I'm sure we have perhaps comments. We have questions to ask. This is the moment. Can we take it up? You can just say your name, whether you're a guest or a Rotarian, the club that you come from, and your classification. And please make it as brief as you possibly can by asking your question. And I'm sure our guest speaker, if you could just make note of the questions, then you can be able to answer them all at once at some point.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Okay.
Anyone can go up first. The floor is open. Are we not having any questions coming forth? Okay, I can see you scratching your head. What question do you have?
No question from me, Senator. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Anyone else?
Yes, we have a question from Kamau Wambugu.
It's not really a question. Hello,
yes,
everyone. My name is Wambugu Kamau, and I have a comment. And the comment is that I'm very inspired. Thank you very much for Coach for that inspiration.
Thank you.
And what I've learned is you sell yourself shamelessly in whatever you do. Sell yourself shamelessly. And some people, there are two types of people I know. One type of people are those people who see what they want and go for it. I'm encouraged to go for what I want. But we also have another group of people who see obstacles to get what they want. I don't want to be that kind of a person. Today you have inspired me, and thank you, and may God bless you. Asanteni sana for bringing such a lovely guest and also for inviting me. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Anyone else? Clearly, Mr. President, this is an indicator that everyone is so well served the meal, and they're so well fed, and they're satisfied. In the absence of any further questions, I therefore invite Dr. Mshila to take up her role. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. It was such a wonderful talk. Nice to see all of you. You're welcomed guests, Rotarians, and friends of Rotary. We are told today there is a power of rising again. Thanks for the inspirational talk, Wana Coach. It was a wonderful speech. I'd wish to recognize the following clubs for attending our meetings, and always keep it on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Sorry, from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Thank you. RC Bungoma, RC Embakasi, Rotary Club of Nairobi Mashariki, RC Ongata Rongai East, RC Karengata, RC Gashia, and RC in Upper Hill Information. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you very much, Dr.
Thank you very much.
Esther. Esther, your hand is up. Esther Ndungo, I can see your hand is up. Okay, sorry. Then we can proceed. Thank you so much for recognition of the clubs. At this point, I would like to, before calling out our AG, who is in attendance, I would like to call upon Rotarian Jerry to take over the SAA session. Rotarian Jerry.
Perhaps before the sergeant at arms comes in, Jerry, kindly. Mr. President,
yes.
The speaker, it's important to note that we have at some point we had over 100 people in attendance. So if you have 100 people listening to you and only one person has a comment to make and no one has a question to ask, then clearly you touched hearts and changed lives. Kudos to you.
Thank you.
Jerry, come in.
Oh, sorry. Good evening, all.
Good evening.
Good evening. Welcome to the SA Hour. That has been a very nice and informative talk, and a few questions I have to ask myself also. So for purposes of our visitors, I'm going to explain to them what SA Hour entails. We basically give $1, which is equivalent to 100 Kenya shillings, and you're free to raise your hand and say what you're happy about, what you're happy about, or you can just give them a silent happies. Part of the happies will go towards our dues, and another part also goes towards the projects that the club undertakes at the community, with the community. And the number to share the happies to is being shared on the screen right now. That's my number, and it will come with the name Jerry Gikonyo. So to start the happies, I'd like by giving my own 5 happies, because I'm very happy that this weekend actually I'm going to be summiting Mount Kenya. It's a thought I've toyed with, and I thought I'd never do it because I'm asthmatic, but I'm actually happy that I have put my mind into it, and I'm happy that I'll be summiting, that I will be actually taking on Mount Kenya. So that's it for now. So the floor is open to receive.
Thank you very much, Jerry. Rotarian Kaluki, your hand is up.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. I think Senator forgot that as a Murata, we were also helping collect fines. I mean, not fines, for collection at the SA Hour. So as I give my happies, I would kindly and in a very polite manner call up the following people to send at least 100 shillings to Jerry. Cindy Ogango, when we were doing the quiz, you were speaking in Luo in the background. Kindly just send 100 shillings. Jackie Mwikali, Rotarian Jackie Mwikali of Syokimau, you came in late and your speaker was on for 2 seconds. Please send 100 shillings. Asikoyo, our project director. When the coach talked of the Luya example, I don't know, you put on your mic so that you tell your family that Luyas are in the house. We had you for 2 seconds. Please send 100 shillings to Njeri. Then Rotarian Mercy. The only one person who has decided to give a comment today is Dr. Wambogo Kamau. I hope I've gotten his name correctly. He ought to have been a Rotarian by now, and you are the sponsor. Hey, the turnaround time is too long. Send 200 shillings for that member not having been converted. Jerita, you were called upon to recognize clubs and you left your mic on as we were having interruptions and we could hear the TV on. Please send 100 shillings. And please, members of Rotary, forgive me because I am going to request a president of Embakasi to send 300 shillings to Jerry because when the court was speaking, he said he was stuck at Trufosa. Surely. What a great message. That is all that you could get. Anyway, I am going to be sending my 5 happies for such a great meeting. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Rotarian Kaluki. That is brilliant of you. Rotarian Jaguna.
Good evening, Mr. President and fellow Rotarians. I have 10 happies to the speaker for the day. Bwana Robert Burare, that was an awesome presentation. Asante sana. We are not going to sell shots. Asante.
Thank you very much, Rotarian Jaguna. Rotarian Florence Mutua.
Hi, everyone, once more.
Good evening.
Good evening. My 5 happies, 3 happies go to the coach for the awesome presentation and for the wonderful talk about personal branding. At least I've been trained that I can become a brand of my own and I don't need anyone's intervention to become one. I can build on a brand. Pole Pole, that was really awesome. It was awesome and a pleasure having you on board. Everybody is excited and we are happy. The 2 other happies will go to all the visiting clubs. Thank you for honoring and heeding our call to attend our fellowship, and we're excited to have you on board.
Thank you very much, Rotarian Mutua. Senator.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. The Speaker, when we say $5 happy, we mean 500 shillings, just for your conversation, to make it simpler and easier for you.
Yeah.
Anyway, five happy dollars to you, the Speaker. You have pricked my heart. You have spoken to me. I need to listen. Immediately this conversation or the meeting is done, I'm going to pick my phone and call a few more other gentlemen and just get to know about how they are and how their welfare is. It's very, very important to check on our brothers. The rest is to the president for always leading us, and to the G5 Morata group for actually doing this today. We look forward to more greater moments and days ahead. We invite every other person, and Bwana Speaker, we invite you to always attend our meetings if you can. Invite your friends too, and we shall be sharing our links with you every other time so that you can spread it and broadcast it to your link or your network so that they can be able to join our meetings and get to know what we do, and we can partner with you and with them as well. And to all our guests and other Rotarians who are on call, we invite you again for our future meetings. Please attend, and we thank you for showing up today and being with us. Asanteni sana.
Thank you very much, Rotarian Kouma. Dr. Wambogo Kamau.
I've sent 5 happies. And the 5 happies I've sent, 2 goes for Marcin Njoroge for inviting me to this forum. It was so motivating. And then 3 happies to the coach. And thank you very much. I'll be joining you soon. I'm Ambassador Wambogo Kamau.
Ambassador Kamau, thank you very much. Do we have President Martin Mugambi? He has sent 3 happies and we want to hear your voice. Is President Martin with us? I think he's dropped off. Okay, then we have 3 happies from him. Any other happies? Okay, I will give, yes, can see a hand up.
Good evening, Mr. President, and all Rotarians and friends on call. I'm sending 5 happies and 2 happies for the penalty that Kaluki has instructed that I pay. But I want to give that penalty and also buy it as airtime for us to hear why Ambassador Wambogo has not been able to join Rotary. I think I will just have it pushed back to him because he has all necessary information and all. Yes, thank you very much.
Ambassador Ambogo? Is Ambassador Ambogo with us really? Or he dropped off?
Mr. President, this is Evans.
Yes, Evans, go on.
Yeah, 5 happies. It was a fantastic session. And you owe me a flag for Mount Kenya this weekend. Thank you.
Yes, yes. Thank you. So, were they happy? Was that information?
No, 5 happies.
Oh,
Plus
okay.
the information.
Thank
Yeah.
you, thank you. Okay. Any other happies? Okay, I'd like to give 20 happies. 15 happies will go directly to our speaker, the coach, my brother, RB. You've done
Thank
us
you.
good, very, very good. And I mean, we never get tired of listening to you. You're just an inspiration. And I will be knocking again at the door again. So don't
That's
get
okay.
tired. Don't get tired.
That's fine. That's okay, my brother. Yeah.
So the other happies, the 5 are for the visiting presidents, our AG, and all the visitors that been present today in this fellowship of ours. Thank you very much. Just to move on, I know time is not on our side. I would just like to ask if you have any announcements. Kindly, this is the time to make our announcements. Any announcements?
May I?
Yes, AG.
I thought you were giving me an opportunity to
I was going to give you an opportunity after the announcements, but it's okay.
Okay, no, I'll let you do it first. Okay.
Okay, fine. Njoroge, Mercy? Announcements?
Yeah, good evening once again. Thank you for this opportunity. I just want to make an announcement and to just announce to every person on call that we are having a project that we are launching on the 7th of May, as has been projected there. So we are calling upon especially all these clubs that are on call to just come in and partner with us and offer support. Could be cash donations, could be helping us in supporting this with Dignity Kids, whichever way that would touch your heart. So you're most welcome, and we will be reaching out to the presidents that were on call this evening through our president, and we'll be sure that this flyer will go out. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rotarian Mercy. Any other announcement? Okay, if we don't have any other announcement at this juncture, I would like to invite our AG, Jane Katuga, to say hello.
Thank you so much, Prezo. President Alex, thank you so much for inviting me. For all the presidents of the House, I want to recognize you and all the Rotarians. Good evening. When I gave your president a task and I said, please put together a joint fellowship for the cluster, he told me, don't you worry. And within 2 weeks, there it came. So thank you so much, President Alex. Thank you for putting this together. And it's been an exciting session. You know, Robert Morathe. I too am a coach, and I was really excited just listening to you. As coaches, we always say, you know, you learn from one another. And I really learned a lot from you. And it reminded me of something that I learned when I was just beginning, that a brand is a promise. It's many other things, but I'm just going to talk about one. Brand is a promise. So we all need to remember, when we're a brand, if you make a promise, you need to be consistent with that promise. And the only reason why someone will come for you the second, third, fourth time is because you live up to your promise.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like Coca-Cola. It promises every time you drink that Coke, it will taste exactly the same, regardless of where you drink it. So we need to be like that Coke, where we make that promise whenever we are called upon, we will deliver and not let down. So thank you for reminding us that. And hey, I know I'm going to call you sooner than you think. Morade?
Yes.
Are you Morade Burale or Burale Morade?
It depends.
Who is looking at it?
Yes.
I hope I have permission to call you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, I'll get your number from Alex.
Yes.
Alex, and I'll give you a call. But thank you so much, and thank you for even just looking at the number of people who attended this meeting. It means that you're living up to your brand and the promise. So thank you so much. And everybody else, thank you for allowing me to join in. I came in late, I had a district meeting, and I left even before it was over because I made a promise that I'll be on the call. So thank you so much, and everybody be blessed and have a great evening.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. So I would like to now end this meeting. Today we've exceeded our time by close to half an hour. And I would like to do that by again recognizing the presence of...
One more, I did give my happies. Sorry, 5 happies.
Okay.
Sorry, I gave my 5 happies. All in Morade.
Okay, thank you, AG. Thank you very much.
Alex, she said something very powerful, that a brand is a promise.
Yes.
Although some brands don't keep promises, like Arsenal Football Club, they promise to win, but they never win.
The supporters are amongst you here.
That is hate.
So thank you so much. And as we come towards the end of the meeting, I hope we would have had a 3-hour session. This would have been very, especially if it was physical, it would have been very good. But we'll arrange for another physical meeting. This is the least we'd have done, and we really do appreciate all the numbers, the guys who came in. RB, as usual, you've delivered, and
thank you.
Cannot hear enough of you. We will still disturb you another time, call you on you, not disturb you, but this time there will be some boiled chicken somewhere because we'll have to do a physical one.
Yes.
So thank you so much. And again, I'd like to recognize the clubs that were in attendance. That is RC Embakasi, Upper Hill Information, RC Nairobi Mashariki, RC Ongatarongai, RC Karengata, RC Gashie, RC Bungoma, and the host RC Nairobi Magharibi. Thank you all. I thank you all for attending our meeting, and the meeting is ended.
Rotary the world.
Rotary the world over.
Rotary the world over.
Rotary the world over.
Mr. Nzinga, what were you saying?
I was about to object to the
fine.
Mentioning Arsenal as a brand, then I knew I'd be fined some more.
So it's better just to keep quiet.
but now I can talk since the bell has rung.
Good. SK Muli, in darkness.
Yes, Mr. President. I was hiding.
Oh, you are hiding. Go ahead. We'll give you another candle.
Made a fine for coming late.
Yes, I have paid, including my happies, but I didn't want to say anything.
Yes.
But it's good to see you all. It's great talk, and the numbers were big. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Thank you, Karibuni Sana. It is the effort of everyone.
Thank you all for coming. Thank you all. We truly appreciate as G5. Asanteni Sana.
Asanteni Sana.
President, you're muted.
Everyone, the noisemakers are all gone. Where is
They've all disappeared.
People are just silent here. And we never got to know who is in Phoenix 7.
That is Newton.
No, Mr. President, Kaluki knows. She's teasing me to just say something. Good evening,
Yes.
Rotarians.
Good evening.
Yeah.
And I can see people like Saxon Halwale. Is he still our member or he went to Utawala? And Edgar Kigaro. Edgar, where is the bottle of wine for 2021? I seem to be the only noisemaker on call today.
You, Priscilla, we did not even get to know your Murata's name. Yeah, isn't that fine, eh?
Who is Priscilla?
You. Isn't it a matter that you should be penalized?
What matter?
We did not get to hear your Murata's name. It was announced earlier that the name is a surprise. We were to know it this evening.
But Senator announced Generation 5. In fact, now you should pay another fine. And even at the end, he has said from G5, we thank everyone.
Oh, really? Then I will pay a penalty. All right, guys. Have a nice evening. And God bless you all. Eh?
Thank you all. God bless you guys all. Enjoy your evening. Good evening.
Thank you all too. Bye.
Bye. Bye.